Thanks, Katie. Good morning. Yeah, I'm here with movie guy Will Meyer, and it's a big day because tonight is the Golden Globes. But before we talk about that, we have some movies to get to.
Yes, sir, we do.
Right, so what's first up on the list
First,
today?
we got Hidden Figures. This is a movie that I think is going to do really well at the box office. It's also nominated for a couple Golden Globes. This is a movie about three brilliant African-American women working as mathematicians at NASA in the early 1960s, and together their work helped to pave the way for the success of the program's earliest space missions. It's a movie that stars Taraji P. Henson, Janelle Monáe, Octavia Spencer, Kevin Costner. It's a movie that you may not know the story, but pretty much everything is going to feel familiar to you about this movie. Feels like a Disney movie. It's safe, predictable, feel good. Not that that's a bad thing. I do think this subject deserves a little bit more studied and serious approach,
Right.
but overall it is a crowd pleaser for sure. This is a film that has really good performances from all of its leads, and Kevin Costner. He's as good as he's ever been here. I think the film also really just succeeds as a heartwarming sort of film. You get a lot of joy just watching these women just defy the expectations of everybody else because they're undervalued and underestimated. It's a joyous film. It does have some issues. I think that the soundtrack is overbearing. I think that the romance doesn't work at the center of it, and it fictionalizes a lot in order to make to tidy things up safely and nicely, but it is still good. I didn't like this as much as a lot of people have, but I do still think it is good. I'd say 2.5 out of 4 stars.
2.5 stars. Yeah, there were some high expectations going.
People are
into
really
that one.
enjoying it, critics and audiences. So I still say 2.5, which is good.
So it might be worth a watch.
Yeah.
2.5 from Will Meyer is still pretty good.
Yeah.
The other movie we have on the docket before we get to the Golden Globes is A Monster Calls.
Monster Calls. This is a movie that that does have some awards buzz as well. This stars Louis McDougall, Liam Neeson, Sigourney Weaver, and Felicity Jones from Star Wars. It's a film about a boy who seeks the help of a tree monster in order to cope with his single mom's terminal illness. This is a film that I just thought was enormously moving. I thought this would be more of a sci-fi fantasy film, but it turns out this is a drama that is thoughtful, introspective, and compassionate. It's a movie that has a lot of empathy for young people. It speaks to them honestly, and its lessons are really wise and valuable. This movie does have some story issues too and CGI, but this movie is enormously moving. It is contrived and manipulative. It's trying to make you cry, but it succeeds. I think even the hardest hearts in the room are going to be weeping through this movie. It's very moving. In the moment, I just thought, you know, this is great. If you take a step back, I'm like, well, it does have some issues. So I'd say 3 stars, but easily 3 stars. I think that a lot of people are really going to enjoy this. Take your preteen to see it, and adults will enjoy it too.
So 3 stars there, and it looked like they really did take some artistic leaps with that and the animation. So that's maybe a lot to look forward to. Again, 3 stars from Will Meyer, pretty good.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what everybody wants to know about tonight, the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Special host Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I think this is the more fun award show out of this and the Oscars. So.
You've got some predictions in this, right?
I do, yeah. I'm going to start with Best Picture.
Okay, let's do Best Picture.
Best Picture Drama. This is going to be the toughest category. This is between Manchester by the Sea and Moonlight.
You had big things to say about both of those.
I love both of those movies. Yeah, I think that most people are predicting Manchester by the Sea because of the star power, and I think it's the better movie. I don't know. Something tells me Moonlight's going to get it. It's won the most awards out of any movie this season by far. Critics love it more. I don't know. Something just tells me Moonlight's going to get it, though I could very easily be wrong about this one. So I
just
say,
going with the gut feeling there.
I say Moonlight on this one, yeah.
Well, he's a pro, so we'll see if he's right. Let's move on to Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy.
La La Land. I mean, this one, just don't even need to talk anymore about it. Absolutely, this one's going to win. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Rebecca Sweet loves that movie,
yeah,
so we just
great.
got a whoop over there from her. Okay, how about Best Performance by an Actress?
An actress, drama. I would say this is going to go to Natalie Portman. If this were at the Oscars, I think she's going to be competing against Emma Stone because they'll be in the same category, but here Emma Stone is in Best Actress, Musical, or Comedy. So Natalie Portman has no competition. She'll get it for this one.
So when we move to Best Performance by an Actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy, is that when Emma Stone comes in?
That's Emma Stone, for sure. Yeah,
no question?
No question, I think, yeah. I feel confident about that pick for sure. She, you know, they love La La Land. I think that it's going to get awards for most of the categories.
You think it's going to sweep pretty well?
Pretty well, yeah.
Okay, well then what about Best Performance by an Actor in a motion picture or drama? Are we going to give that to Ryan?
No, I think this is Casey. Oh, in drama, it's going to be Casey Affleck, I think, for Manchester by the Sea. He has some competition from Denzel Washington for Fences. The Golden Globes love him, but I think Casey Affleck's going to win it.
And then when we're moving to not drama, is that
musical
when we're going to go to Ryan
yeah.
Gosling?
Ryan Gosling, though, yeah, I think he's going to get it. I think he's good in the movie. I don't think he's great. I think if you're going on merit, you give it to Colin Farrell. But here, he's got competition from Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool, who's mounting quite a campaign for this movie. So I think it's Ryan Gosling, but it could go to the other Ryan.
And does the momentum you get from your movie have any pressure
Absolutely.
on
That's
things?
why most of these movies that are nominated came out in the past month or so, because they're still fresh on people's minds. They plan it, so it is that way. Yeah.
Right. Well, Will, thank you so much for being with us. Always so insightful. And we will look out to see if his predictions are right. All that fun kicks off tonight at 8 p.m. right here on WBIR. Red Carpet pre-show. The coverage begins at 7.